What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. What's going on? How you all doing? We're missing a gnome? Oh my god, we're missing a gnome. Sorry, Mr. Gnome. Listen, it's the cat. It's not my fault, guys. Bean keeps knocking over the gnomes. Look, he's all frazzled. Look at his hair. Whew. All right, we're good. How are you all doing? We're going to talk Resto Shaman today. I got all my notes up. We're going to talk about the spec tree. I'm going to talk about the class tree first and how it relates to the spec tree. What's really, some awesome bonuses that you're going to want to take. A typical kind of build you might do for Resto Shaman. One important note for the class tree. Resto Shaman has absolutely by far the most choices to make of the 3 specs when it comes to the class tree. It can be actually kind of difficult at times. But really, you're going to have to make a whole bunch of different loadouts for Resto Shaman and say, here's my Poison Cleansing loadout for this dungeon. Here's my Curse Dispel loadout for this dungeon. Here's the dungeon where I absolutely need Wind Rush or Gust of Wind. Or I could take Spirit Walk to get rid of my slow. Or here's the dungeon where I need the Thunderstorm Knockup. Here's the dungeon where I need the single target Lightning Lasso. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of utility choices that I think Resto Shaman in particular is going to have to make. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing for the game. Do I need Hex for this dungeon? Do I need Purge? Like, there's a bunch of things that I'm not getting on this tree that I've showed you right here. And that's because it's so difficult to grab everything. It's actually impossible to grab everything. And that is a good design by Blizzard. It means that you're forced to pick things that you need, that you actually need. All the tools are there. And if you want them, you can get them. But you can't get all of them, and that's okay. I think that's a good design. So let's jump right into it. Let's jump into the class side of the tree. What are you getting as a Resto Shaman for the class tree? What are the most important notes here? This one up here, Focused Insight, very first. Casting Flame Shock reduces the mana cost of your next heal by 20% and increases its healing by 30%. This is literally like Unleash Life, basically, but every time you press Flame Shock. So very, very good. That's every 6 seconds you can get this buff. So this is very strong for Resto Shaman. Maybe the strongest node in this entire tree. Like, it might be one of the best ones. So you kind of have to take that, in my opinion. You're going to want Shift. You're probably going to want your Kick. I like taking Earth Ellie. I think you're going to want Earth Shield and Elemental Orbit because of the talents over here. We'll get to that in a minute. Damage is good. Leech and Avoidance are insane for Resto Shaman. You really want that. You need 1 charge of Healing Tide. You'll pick up another Healing Stream. You'll pick up another charge of Healing Stream over here. I'll talk about that in a minute. 6% DR, can't really be ignored, in my opinion. And then I think you get to kind of choose what you want here. I think Swirling Currents and Ancestral Guidance are insane, and you're going to want to pick those up every time, because, again, that's 25% more healing on your next 3 healing surges after you press Healing Stream. That's the best conduit that we have in Shadowlands. Ancestral Guidance is an elemental talent right now that is completely busted. It's really, really strong for Resto Shaman, so this is absolutely something you should take. This is an amazing 2-minute cooldown. This is just as good as, a Healing Tide Totem might be. Maybe not quite that good, but it's really, really strong. I promise you guys, it's really, really good. It's like getting Ascendant. It's like a mini Ascendance, right? Because it just duplicates whatever healing you're doing on 3 nearby allies. So if you're, pumping really hard in your AG window, you will, full heal a whole bunch of people. So very strong. Then, again, you get to choose here. I think it's very, very important to grab Call of the Elements for Resto Shaman. And I actually think you should also grab Creation Core. And I don't know why I don't have it grabbed here. What did I not take here? Maybe I take 1 point out of this? I can't do that, can I? I'm not sure what I have to change here. Something. But there's a bunch of things that I think are important here. Let's just get rid of Lightning Lasso for now. Grab Creation Core. So you're going to, for Mythic Plus, you're really going to want the Thunderstorm plus the Thundershock buff. Nature Swiftness is always good. That's an instant chain heal that costs no mana. Chain heal is 5,000 mana, by the way. So just so you know, it's 30% of your base mana. It's a lot of mana. So getting a free chain heal is really huge, especially with the chain heal talents over here. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the Thunderstorm knockup is very strong. Lightning Lasso is also very strong. You're stretched pretty thin here if you want to grab everything. You know, it's really hard. Totemic Focus is a very important thing to talk about. You can increase the duration of your healing stream totem, in particular, a lot of other totems too, but especially this one, by 3 seconds. And Ancestral Protector, or sorry, Earthen Wall Totem, Stony Totem, you can get him 3 more seconds as well. That's amazing throughput. This button is pure throughput for Resto Shaman. Also, Surging Shields increases the healing done by your Earth Shield by 25%. And increases the mana recovered from Water Shield by 25%. So 25% Earth Shield healing is really good because you can have Earth Shield on yourself and Earth Shield on another target. Now you can Earth Shield 2 people, and then the 25% stronger. And then on top of that, it's going to be 100% stronger with Earthen Harmony. So you can have like an absolutely amazing Earth Shield build that's going on. One on you, one on the tank, let's say. And the healing from Earth Shield will be buffed. So very, very strong. And then, of course, there's situational buttons like Poison Cleansing Totem. You know, there's your Curse Dispel. There's Cap Totem. There's Tremor Totem. There's Hex. I don't have any of that in this build. So this is really difficult, I think, for Resto Shaman. I want to harp on this, that this is... You're going to have to make multiple loadouts. Like, what am I doing? Do I need Poison Cleansing Totem? Do I need my Curse Dispel? Do I really need Cap Totem? Or does my Thunderstorm knock-up ability, is that going to be strong enough? You know, do I need the extra movement speed over here? Do I need Gust of Mist? Do I even need it? Yeah, I probably do, but if I don't, if I can save any single point on this tree, there's a very valuable option for me somewhere else. That's what's kind of neat, but it's also a little bit difficult for Resto Shaman, so you're going to have to pick and choose what you want here. So many strong options, though, especially Creation Core or Call the Elements, I think. Lots of really strong options. Let's get to the... Spec side of the tree, though. Let's talk about actual spec talents here for Resto Shaman. On the whole, it's looking very, very good for Resto Shaman. Let me talk about the structure of this tree. We've got left side is like Healing Rain, Chain Heal, Primordial Wave. Healing Rain, Chain Heal, Primordial Wave. The middle is like passives and then major cooldowns. Triple, look at the trifecta here. Link, Healing Tide, Mana Tide, boom, boom, boom. They're all right there. More passives, okay? Ancestral Awakening is here. Very strong passive. Right side of the tree is got like Healing Stream, Cloudburst, Earthliving Weapon stuff, and then a bunch of extra low cooldowns. I shouldn't have said that, but you know what I'm saying. So we've got like APT or Earthen Wall. You got Ever Rising Tide. You've got Wellspring. You've got Deep DRE. You've got Ascendance over here. You've got Earthliving Weapon. A lot of little cooldowns and extra abilities that you can add to your kit if you want to. So that's the basic structure of the tree. And I want to now go down each side and talk about kind of what's going on there. So Riptide, Healing Rain, Water Shield. Talk about this in a minute, but let's go over here. Deluge is here. You kind of have to take Deluge to go over to the left side of the tree, which is very interesting. This is not a talent that we typically took because it fought with other talents that were stronger, but this is a great buff. Healing Wave, Healing Surge, Chain Heal, heal for an additional 20% on target's effect by your Healing Rain or Riptide. Very good. This is like basically telling you it's going to be 20%. You're going to do 20% more healing almost all the time if you play correctly. Like in Mythic Plus, your Healing Rain is almost always positioned so that it's hitting like as many people in your group as possible. And there's only 5 people. Your Riptide will be out on somebody, you know, and your Healing Rain will be down hitting somebody. So you're likely to get a huge bonus out of this, like frequently. In Raid, if you put Healing Rain down and then you pop, you know, Healing Tide Totem, then a lot of people are getting 20% more healing from Healing Tide. So very strong. More Healing Rain stuff. This is Overflowing Shores. This was from BFA. Instantly restores 25% of spell power health to allies within its area. And its radius is increased by 2. That's very good. Then here's the first choice note. Very interesting choice note here. Acid Rain. This is a Torghast ability. This is a DPS, you know, increase. So really changes the functionality of your Healing Rain in terms of where you want to put your Healing Rain. If you're running in a Mythic Plus group and you have mostly ranged allies like Evokers, because there's going to be Evokers everywhere, you're like, you have to make a choice genuinely between like, do I put my rain on the enemies for damage or am I going to put my rain on myself and the allies, the ranged allies around me for healing. So that's a bit of a something that people aren't really talking about is like, this looks really good. Don't get me wrong. I love the damage coming out of this, but it's like, it depends on the composition of your group, especially in Mythic. This is like mostly for Mythic Plus. If you have a melee heavy group, then this is insane. This is insane. This is bonkers. If you have like all melee except for yourself in the group, this is absolutely cracked. It's crazy because you're going to get the healing on those targets, plus you're going to be getting the damage. But if you have mostly a ranged group, it's going to be kind of harder. Call of Thunder is also a very good choice. Increases the damage done by Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning, and Storm Elemental, which you don't have, by 15%. Very good, considering the next choice node, which is Ancestral Wolf Affinity or Stormkeeper. Causes your next 2 lightning bolts or chain lightnings to deal 150% more damage and be instant cast. There's no overloading because you're not an LE Shaman. This is incredible to get Stormkeeper on Resto Shaman. Damage, this is a lot of damage. This represents a lot of damage. Don't be fooled at all. This is a crazy amount of damage. So I kind of love that this is here. I think that when I first saw that it was sharing a node with Ancestral Wolf Affinity, I thought that's really bad. However, in a raid scenario, you're less likely to take Stormkeeper, and in a raid, you might actually genuinely want Ancestral Wolf Affinity. Cleanse Spirit, Wind Shear, Purge, and Totem casts no longer cancel Ghost Wolf. So, for example, a big like mechanic is happening, and you're going to take a lot of damage. You can get this Spirit Wolf talent here. You get 20% damage reduction. So you pop Spirit Wolf, and you stand there, and then you do Spirit Link Totem. You pop Spirit Link Totem. You can do that while you're in Ghost Wolf form. Now you have 20% DR while the Spirit Link Totem goes down. Like, you're basically invincible. There's a lot of really good uses for this. Being able to stay in Ghost Wolf form for the bonuses, all the different Ghost Wolf form bonuses that are here, you know, that is a really, really good thing. Right here, goes more move speed. So I like this a lot. I like that it's probably the go-to in raid if you're actually going down the left side of the tree. Let's keep going. Ancestral Vigor is here, 10% more health, excuse me, which is great. This doesn't show up on like the healing meters, which is sort of unfortunate, but this is a massive amount of health you're giving to people, especially later in the expansion. This is just scales with the expansion, so it's very, very good. You got Wave Speaker's Blessing here, duration of Riptide by 3 seconds, very strong. Riptide is an 18-second duration. It goes now to 21 seconds. So that also means that Riptide's going to do more healing, by the way. Sometimes it's hard to understand this, but when something just increases the duration of a hot, like a healing over time effect, it also increases the healing over time, period. It just does. So that's a throughput button for Riptide. This should also sort of say Riptide now also heals for 10 or 15% more. Then we've got a choice node here. This is where you start getting into some chain heal stuff. Very, very good. Flow of the Tides. Casting chain heal on a target affected by Riptide consumes the Riptide and increases the healing of your chain heal by 30%. So, very interesting. I don't know how this sort of works out in terms of if you only have one Riptide out and you throw a chain heal at that target, does it make every subsequent bounce of the chain heal better? I think that's what it does. Like, but if you have like 3 or 4 Riptides out and you press chain heal, is it going to consume every single chain heal? I don't really know how this works. I need to do some testing on this. This is actually important to understand. If it consumes every chain heal that you have out, this is very bad. If it just consumes one chain heal and then makes the entire chain heal better, then this is actually very good. So we'll have to see what it says here. The other sort of obvious choice here is that you can increase chain heal's healing by 8%, and it bounces an additional time. That's very, very good. That's very good. I actually want to see Resto Shaman chain heal. I need to look at this really quickly. I think it's going to be here. This is insane, guys. Look at this. Look at this. This is crazy. Heals a target and jumps to heal 2 most injured nearby allies. 2. So it heals 3 people total. On Dragonflight, it heals 3 people extra. So you get 4 in total. Just a straight buff for chain heal. Same spell power coefficient, but it just, instead of 2 targets extra, it gives us 3 targets extra on the baseline ability, which means this now gives us 5 targets with our chain heal. And then if you go to the next choice node, you can take Unleash Life, and they've changed Unleash Life, and now you can get 6 targets for your chain heal, which is insane. So you can do like a full-blown chain heal build. First of all, they've just straight buffed regular chain heal. 1 additional jump is insane. That's really, really good. Then you get 2 from here, and you can get 3 from Unleash Life. Let's read Unleash Life. Heals a party member for 190%. Your Riptide Healing Wave Healing Surge is 35% stronger. Your chain heal's 15% stronger and goes to 1 additional target. So then, again, that's 6 targets. And now if you combine these 2 talents, 8% plus 15, that's 25, right? 20, I can't do math. 23% more healing. 23% more healing, right? Yeah. And it jumps to 6 people. On top of that, if you have High Tide, it's going to heal for another 10% more, and it doesn't reduce with each jump. So 33% more healing on your chain heal, and it hits 6 targets, and it doesn't reduce. There is an absolute crazy chain heal build going on here. Really, really strong stuff. Some other interesting notes about Unleash Life. Healing Rain and Downpour hit 2 additional allies. Healing Rain and Downpour both hit 6 targets baseline. So that'll be 8 targets, which is very good. Wellspring, 25% of overhealing done is converted to an absorb effect. This seems kind of bad to me. Wellspring's over here. Wellspring's a good spell. And the value of the Unleash Life is that you can Unleash Life every single Wellspring. 15-second cooldown, 20-second cooldown. So you can get this like shielding effect. It remains to be seen how good this is. We'll just have to wait and see, because 25% of 190% spell power doesn't seem like that much, but it might be really good. But that's Unleash Life, guys. It looks really, really cool. I think I love what they've done with it. I love that it's not just like heal somebody and your next heal is better. Now it actually has some interesting interactions. So I really love to see this. This is a good adaptation from Blizzard on Unleash Life. Let's take some more points here to get our tree filled out so that we can actually go down. Here we go. Then the last thing on the left is Primordial Wave. Then you can get 15% more healing on your next healing wave. Okay? This also adds a Riptide, of course. And then you can get either Primordial Wave has a 15% chance not to incur its cooldown, or you have a 15-second cooldown reduction on it, which I think is just like way better. Tumbling Waves is very bad. Only having a 15% chance not to incur its cooldown is very low. So I would just go Continuous Waves. So this is where you get into like a Healing Wave build up here, which again is a 300 spell power. It's a very good button. So what you could do is, here's one thing about Riptide that we don't know right now. Echo the Elements is down here for Resto, and it does not affect Riptide. It also does not affect Healing Stream Totem, but we get 2 Healing Stream Totems baseline. Like you can get 1 here and you can get 1 here, which gives you 2. I don't know if they just haven't put it into like the talent tree yet or the coding. I don't know if we're getting 2 Riptides or not. It looks like we're only getting 1 right now. I would be very shocked if they only gave us 1. But maybe they're only giving us 1. I don't know. What you could do is go Primal Tidal Core, which again, every 4 casts of Riptide applies a Riptide to another friendly target. So this is like the Primordial Wave Raid Riptide build. Right here, right? You got Riptide, you got Prime Wave, you got Primal Tidal Core. You have a 30-second Prime Wave instead of a 45-second, which I think is quite strong, actually. And then your next Healing Wave, when it cleaves everybody, it's going to be 15% stronger. It also can be stronger from Deluge. It's going to be stronger from Deluge, guaranteed, right? So Deluge gives you 20% more healing from Healing Wave on targets affected by Riptide. Then this gives you 15% more. So that's 35% more healing between Deluge and the improved Primordial Wave on your next Healing Wave. So 35% of 300. I don't even know what that is, actually. That's like, does that add 70% more? Or is it more? No, it's more. 35%. 35, 70. Yeah. That adds like 100% more spell power almost. So instead of it doing 400% or 300% spell power, it does 400% spell power. And it cleaves to everybody who's got Riptide on them, which hopefully would be like 4 or 5 maybe. If you don't have 2 charges of Riptide, man, I don't know. It just seems kind of sus, but it doesn't really matter. Pretend like you do a Riptide into another, you wait 6 seconds, into another Riptide, into a Primordial Wave, into a 4th Riptide. That's going to trigger Primal Tidal Core. Now you have 5 Riptides out. You hit your healing wave, and it's going to be 35% stronger. It's going to do a lot of healing, guys. A lot of healing. So I don't really like this choice note. I wish that they would make this better. 15 seconds off the cooldown is okay. 15% chance not to have a cooldown is really, really bad. So they need to, like, fix this somehow. Downpour is here. I actually like Downpour a lot in dungeons. I love it. Really, really enjoy it. Again, it can get buffed by Unleash Life now, which is very, very cool. Then, of course, there's Primal Tidal Core or High Tide here. Which High Tide works really well, again, with the 6-target chain heal build that we've got going here. Okay, so very, very strong. Ancestral Awakening is here. When you critically heal with your Healing Wave, Healing Surge, or Riptide, you summon an Ancestral Spirit to aid you, instantly healing the lowest. This feels like almost mandatory for every build. You're going to be running a lot of crit on Resto Shaman. This is very strong. It's an old school Wrath of the Lich King talent, actually, that's coming back. So very cool. Let's get to the middle of the tree. Riptide, Healing Wave, Water Shield, which you don't have to take, by the way, if you don't want to. You'd be skipping Lava Surge, which is probably bad, but you don't have to take Water Shield if you don't want to. You could just take Resurgence down here. I haven't even taken Water Shield, but I am getting Resurgence. Remember, Resurgence is just about the spells you're casting. If you get crits from the spells that you're casting, then you get mana back. Water Shield just gives you passive 50 mana every 5 seconds. With Surging Shields, it goes up, though. 25% more with Surging Shields. Actually, no. Actually, no, it doesn't. They only buffed the when you get hit by a melee attack. So Surging Shields doesn't really affect Water Shield in terms of the mana you get back. But you're probably going to want to take Water Shield. You're going to want to take Lava Surge, right? Maybe in some instances you don't. I don't know. I actually like that these are both choices. I want to hear what you guys think about this. If you don't have Lava Surge, I feel like you're not going to do as much damage in, like, we're talking about raid. In Mythic Plus, you want Lava Surge for sure. But in a raid, it's like, do you need it? Like, I don't know. Maybe you're just going to be really busy healing. Then your big cooldowns are here. Spirit Link, Healing Tide, Mana Tide, Resurgence is here, Echo is here to give Lava Burst 2 charges. Very, very good. Ancestral Awakening is here, like I said before. The bottom one is Nature's Focus. I don't really know how Nature's Focus works. I haven't tested this on live servers because this is something that's on live servers. It's like a conduit. Is it in a talent? Let me check really quick. Resto Shaman talents. Let me look really quickly, guys. Really, really quickly here. It's gonna jump down on me in a second here. Maybe it's not. It's a conduit, right? It's a conduit. That's what it is. It's a conduit. Primary target of your chain heal is healed for 20%, an additional 20%. I don't know if this affects the entire chain heal. I know it says the primary target is healed for 20% more, but like this jumps after hitting the primary target, and the amount of healing that chain heal does is based on how much the first person gets healed. If the first person gets healed for 10k, it has to go down by 30% of that. If the first person gets hit for 12k because of Nature's Focus, then it goes from 12k down, and it starts reducing. I don't know. Somebody tell me in the comments below if you've tested this. I never took this conduit because it's like everybody said it was bad, so I don't really know. Then we have Earthen Harmony here. This is really strong, actually. Earth Shield. This is a legendary for Earth Shield. Earth Shield healing is increased by 100% if your target is below 75% of their health. That means they only have to take 25% of their maximum health in damage. That's very easy for a tank to do, and potentially easy for you to do if you're getting hurt. So that means that Earth Shield healing gets doubled. Okay, we like that. So instead of it being 36.5% spell power, it's now like 70% spell power. Okay? Fair enough. Healing Wave and Healing Surge add a stack of Earth Shield to your target, up to 9 stacks. This is very, very good. This is how it functioned in Shadowlands, just that nobody took it because it was an entire legendary. You didn't want to spend an entire legendary on Earthen Harmony. But now that it's a talent, it's very strong. And you can have an Earth Shield on yourself and an Earth Shield on your tank. And then you just press Healing Surge on your tank or Healing Wave on your tank if you're doing a Primordial Wave build. And you can just keep refreshing it, which means you never have to cast it again. On top of that, the shielding from Earth Shield is 25% stronger from Surging Shields. Okay. The healing is 25% stronger. And then, no, that's not it there. That's the only other bonus, I think, right? Here and here and then here. So you get 25% more healing from Earth Shield and 100% more from here. I don't know how those are going to work together, but let's do 100% of 36.5 is 70% spell power, and then 25% more is going to be like 25%. So it might be 100% spell power, genuinely. This Earth Shield healing between Surging Shields and Earthen Harmony, when it triggers on somebody who's below 25, like they've lost 25% of their maximum health, it might do 100% of your spell power, which is very, very good. That makes Earth Shield very strong. So there's definitely, this feels like almost an instant take in like every scenario. Especially in Mythic Plus. This is insane in Mythic Plus because you're going to take a lot of damage and your tank's going to take a lot of damage, and these Earth Shields are going to be proccing all the time. I guarantee you this is going to do way more healing than you think it will. So very, very cool. That's not even to mention stuff like Deluge. Nope, that doesn't matter. I lied. Deluge doesn't affect it. It's just good on its own, okay? Trust me. The bottom of the middle of the tree has Ascendance. Which is great. I love Ascendance. Very good cooldown in Mythic Plus. Actually a good cooldown in Raid. Very, very good cooldown. So the middle of the tree is quite solid. I think you're likely going to end up having to take Water Shield and Lava Surge, but it's interesting that you don't have to take those things. Let's get rid of this stuff. Okay. Get rid of this stuff here. Okay, we're going down the right side of the tree. Second Healing Stream Totem. You get 2 of them. Okay? Second Healing Stream Totem. Important to understand that. You get 2 of them. Tidal Waves is here. This is like your standard sort of passive on Resto Shaman. Okay, Flash Flood is here, which is a talent that nobody took. But it's interesting. When you consume a Tidal Waves effect, you get 20% cast time. If you're doing like a Chain Heal build, that kind of makes Chain Heal much more manageable because Chain Heal is a 2.5 second cast, which is like really annoying. But you can make it much, much quicker. But you don't have to go this direction. You can go over here and get a new passive called Water Totem Mastery. Consuming Tidal Waves reduces the cooldown of Cloudburst, Healing Stream, Healing Tide, Mana Spring, Mana Tide, and Poison Cleansing by 0.25 seconds. I don't know if this is really good. Over the course, like over time, this is very good, especially on Healing Stream Totem and Healing Tide Totem, because those are really important throughput buttons. Healing Tide Totem is a long cooldown. I don't know if this is going to take, like, maybe over the course of the 3-minute cooldown, you'll get, like, 25 seconds off of it or something, which is interesting. It's very interesting for Mythic Plus in particular. It's less interesting for Raid, because in Raid, your Healing Tide Totem is typically, like, it's going to be designated to go in a particular spot. So, yeah. I think this is, like, fine as a passive. It seems kind of weak to me, but it's fine. It's just nice, especially on Healing Stream Totem, actually. Getting the cooldown of Healing Stream Totem back, I think, is substantial. It's very, very good because of the bonuses from, like, Swirling Currents and because of an upcoming talent choice right here, which is very, very cool. So, right here, let me move my camera. Now I'm in the way. I knew this would happen, inevitably. Let's move over here. Say, Cloudburst Totem is here. Okay? Some interesting points about Cloudburst Totem. It does not say that it replaces Healing Stream Totem. Did you hear me there? It does not say that it replaces Healing Stream Totem. It simply says it's a 8.6% of base mana, 30-second recharge, summons a totem at your feet, collects all the power from your spells, then you release it doing 20% of all the healing done when it was active, divided evenly. There is a slight problem with this. 1 second here. Where was it? I need to do a little find. Let me look at this here. 1 second. Cloudburst. Here we go. They nerfed Cloudburst totem, guys. Okay? So look at this here. I used to take all the healing that you did and divide it up and do 30% of that healing to everybody nearby. Now it only does 20% of that healing. That's a lot. That's a 30%, 33% reduction in healing. Cloudburst totem got reduced by 33%, the amount of healing it does. That's a lot. Okay? I'm not saying it's bad. It's still very good in raid. I think it's a very good button. Just know that it did get nerfed. Okay? So that's important to understand. Now, what I don't know is if it converts this healing stream totem and this healing stream totem into Cloudburst totem, because then you would have 3 Cloudburst totems. Because it does give you an additional charge here. It says 1 charge. This says 1 charge. This says 1 charge. If this converts your healing streams into Cloudburst, it means you have 3 Cloudbursts. If it doesn't convert the healing streams into Cloudburst, it means that you have 1 Cloudburst and 2 healing stream totems. And that's an interesting idea too. The other choice note here is Living Stream, which I think is incredibly strong, and I'm going to take this over Cloudburst totem. And let me tell you why. This says that Healing Stream totem heals for 10% more each time it ticks. Each time it ticks, okay? Healing Stream totem ticks every 2 seconds for 15 seconds. So that's like 7.5 ticks, right? If you take Totemic Focus, if you put 2 points into Totemic Focus, your Healing Stream totem now goes for 3 seconds longer. Okay, increases the duration of Healing Stream by 3 seconds. It actually doesn't say Cloudburst there, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Now you have an 18-second Healing Stream totem. 18 seconds, which means it's going to tick 9 times. And if you have haste, it's going to tick faster. So let's just, for the sake of argument, let's say it's going to tick 10 times, just to make the math easier. Healing Stream totem heals for 10% more each time it ticks, okay? If it's going to tick 10 times, that means it's going to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100%. The last tick of Healing Stream totem is 100% stronger. It's going to be 100% more spell power. Instead of 47% spell power, it's 80, it's like 94% spell power, okay? So that's a really interesting idea, and it's a very interesting idea when you consider you have 2 charges of it, and you have Call of the Elements with potentially Creation Core. So listen to this. You press Healing Stream totem. You press Call of the Elements. It gives you Healing Stream totem back. You press Healing Stream totem again. You press Call of the Elements a second time. It gives you Healing Stream totem back. Then you have Healing Stream totem again and Healing Stream totem again. I know it's on a charge system, and we'll have to see how that interacts with Creation Core. Maybe the combo that I just described to you isn't possible. But this is potentially Call of the Elements plus 2 Healing Stream totems could potentially produce 4 Healing Stream totems at the exact same time, basically. Healing Stream Call, 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 Healing Stream, Healing Stream. You have 4 Healing Streams out. They're all ticking for 10% more each time they tick. This is you could combine these 2 things to create a raid cooldown ability that might be just as good as Healing Tide Totem, or, it probably isn't as good as Spirit Link Totem, but this is a massive, massive cooldown that you just did. You just dumped all 4 totems with Call of the Elements, and they're all ticking 10% stronger every time. 10, 20% times 4, 30% times 4, 50% times 4, 100% times 4. So there's some interesting combo here between Living Stream, Call of the Elements, and your Healing Stream totems that I think might be very, very substantial in Raid in particular. I don't know exactly how Call of the Elements works with Healing Stream totem. If it doesn't work that way, fair enough. That kind of sucks then. But if it does work that way, I think there's a very interesting idea here that you could try. Torrent is here, 20% more health. Sorry, initial heal from Riptide is 20% stronger. The 10% health is over here. This also says chain heals buff. Also, I forgot to say here, Tidal Waves is buffed. I totally forgot about this. Casting Riptide gives you Tidal Waves. Tidal Waves reduces the cast time of your next healing wave or chain heal by 20%. It used to just be reduce the cast time of healing wave and increase the crit of healing surge. They included chain heal in here, which just further emphasizes that we can do a chain heal build in Dragonflight. Right here, you have Master the Elements, which is good throughput. Very, very good damage from here. You're going to want to take healing Lava Surge if you're doing that. Or Refreshing Waters. This is more like a PvP thing, which is fine. Torrent is here, 20% more healing from Riptide. Earthen Wall Totem is here, and Ancestral Protector Totem is here, which might see a lot more play. Honestly, you might actually run Ancestral Protector Totem a lot more than you normally do. However, I still think that Earthen Wall Totem is way too strong, especially because of Call of the Elements. Guys, you could do Earthen Wall Totem, Call of the Elements, Earthen Wall Totem, and then Creation Core, right? You cast Earthen Wall, you get the cooldown back. You cast Earthen Wall, you get the cooldown back again. You cast Earthen Wall a third time. 3 Earthen Wall Totems? You're going to spread them out a little bit, of course. But, like, are you kidding me? That is so much power. That is so much healing. Earthen Wall Totem is busted, especially in Raid. It's uncapped healing in Raid. Just so you know, if you didn't know that. So, again, another really cool combo with Call of the Elements. Then we have Undercurrent. For each Riptide active on an ally, your heals are 1% more effective. It's not 0.10%. It actually is supposed to be 1% more effective. So, again, if we only have 1 charge of Riptide, then this is kind of bad. If we get 2 charges of Riptide, then you can combine this with a Primal Tidal Core build and a Primordial Wave build and have like 6, 7, 8 Riptides out, and then you have 8% more healing just in general. So that's an interesting idea. Earthliving Weapon is back. I'm so excited about this thing. Unfortunately, the numbers on it right now are so bad. They're so doo-doo, man. Like, it's really bad. 4% of spell power over 12 seconds is just not very much at all. Think about how, like, Earth Shield is 36%. So this is only 4% over 12 seconds. So this is a very, very bad talent right now. They need to buff the numbers. They need to make it like 12% or something. Make it respectable. Make it a respectable number, please. But I want to use Earthliving Weapon. I'm so happy that Resto Shaman has Earthliving Weapon back now as an imbue on your weapon. Really, really love that. You can buff it down here by 30%, and then it always triggers on targets below 25% of their maximum health. Again, the healing on it is just not good enough. 30% of 4 only adds like a 1.5% more, so then it becomes 5.5% spell power. Very bad still. So they need to make that better. I'm kind of disappointed, but I think they'll make it better. Your final couple choices here are Ever Rising Tide, which was a BFA Essence, Battle for Azeroth Essence. Overcharge your mana, increasing your haste by 10%, your healing by 10%. Your mana regeneration is halted while you're doing this. So most people think this is terrible. I think this is very good, and it will depend. In Mythic Plus, this is probably insane if there is another way of getting mana back on the seasonal affix. If they introduce a way to get mana back on the seasonal affix, this is completely cracked. It's just 10% more healing and 10% more haste. So, like, you pop Ever Rising Tide, then you pop a 6-target High Tide Chain Heal. That's 10% stronger. It's already 37% stronger. It's going to full heal everybody. Like, there is some uses for the Ever Rising Tide. It's not completely terrible. It might actually be really, really strong. Getting rid of your mana regeneration is obviously not good, especially in Raid, so we'll have to see how this works. Finally, we have Wellspring and Deeply Rooted Elements. Wellspring, again, combined with Unleash Life, will get 25% of its overhealing as an absorb effect. Very interesting. We'd have to see, like, how strong that actually is, because it also means you have to offset your Unleash Life, because it's a 15-second cooldown. This is a 20-second cooldown, but it might be worth using it on Wellspring every time. Who knows? Wellspring is a good button. There's nothing wrong with it. It's good that it's here. Deeply Rooted Elements, I think, is actually completely insane on Resto Shaman, especially in Mythic Plus. When this thing procs in Mythic Plus, like, it just full heals the whole group. But in Raid, it also is incredibly powerful. To get 6 seconds of Ascendance for Resto Shaman is, like, completely crazy. The first of all, the explosion on this thing does 876% of your spell power. Boom! If you, I use this in raid a little bit. The problem with this is that healing in raid, you want it to be predictable, not unpredictable. You want to be able to say, if you're healing in a raid, you want everybody in the raid, like you need to know when you can use your big cooldowns. But the fact that you can grab Ascendance and have Deeply Rooted as well is kind of crazy to me. This seems really, really crazy. So I like this a lot. I think it's going to see a lot more play for Resto Shaman. It's incredibly strong, guys. Don't sleep on Deeply Rooted Elements for Resto. It's very good. That's the tree, guys. That's it right there. Healing rain stuff here. Crazy, crazy chain heal shenanigans. Chain heal baseline has been buffed. Primordial Wave looks cool. They need to change the choice talent here. This needs to be better, please, Blizzard. Ancestral Awakening is back. High Tide Primal Tidal Course down there. The middle of the tree has your passives and your big cooldowns. Your big cooldowns are very easy to get. This Earthen Harmony with Surging Shields and Earth Shield might be completely crazy. I think the healing from Earth Shield is going to be really, really high. You get 2 charges of Healing Stream Totem. We're not really sure if Cloudburst replaces every Healing Stream Totem, and so you get 3 Cloudbursts, or if you get 2 Healing Streams and 1 Cloudburst. You can also combine Living Stream with your Healing Streams with Call of the Elements. I think you can anyway, in order to get potentially 4 uses of Healing Stream Totem that are all ticking for 10% more every time they tick, which is absolutely incredibly strong. Earthliving Weapon is back, but it's garbage right now. It needs to be buffed in terms of its damage numbers. Earthen Wall Totem is here and can also be used with Call of the Elements to get 3 Earthen Wall Totems, which is completely crazy. Ever Rising Tide is here. We're not really sure if it's going to be good. Deeply Rooted Elements is here, which is going to be good. I guarantee it. And Ascendance is here as well. Very, very good stuff for Resto Shaman. Let me know, what do you guys think about Resto Shaman in the comments down below. I would love to hear from all of you. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really, really helps me, guys, if you press those buttons, so please press them for me. If you want to support the future of what I'm doing here, Patreon is the best way to do that. There's lots of really cool perks you can get. There's art that we send out at the end of every month. Really, really cool stuff that way, so check that out as well. Once again, guys, thank you for watching. I love you all. I will see you in the next one.